What's going on YouTube? Brandon Lechuga here, out on a job site. I had to run and drop some stuff off for my company. And if you haven't been to my channel before, welcome to my channel. Thought I'd do a quick video on, thank you. Trying to figure out how to get by this guy really fast. It's always fun being on construction sites, especially in a nice truck. But anyways, welcome to the channel. This point of this video is I'm gonna be touching on whether I like to off-road in my truck or my Kawasaki TRX. So let me just run through what I have really fast. So since I'm in the truck, and that's what I'll just touch on that one first. So I have a 2012 Chevy Silverado, the V8. It's got a 7-inch lift, it's got 35-inch tires, and it's got 20-inch XD wheels, cold air intake, and mud flares. So it's pretty off-roadsy. It's not just a basic truck. It's got a lot of add-ons to it. If you haven't seen it before, go check out one of my videos. I think in one of my videos it's how to wash a vehicle or car properly. I'm actually washing the truck, so check it out if you want to see what it looks like. But so that's what I have. It's the V8, like I said, lifted. The inside's pretty basic. It's just cloth, nothing special up here. The reason the blinker blinks really fast is because I swapped out the taillights with custom taillights, and for some reason it's just not registering right. I tried to switch them. You can't switch them. Each end has to go into a specific side. It really doesn't bother me, but yeah, back to the point. So that's the truck. Like I said, it's really fun to off-road in. Tons and tons of ground clearance. So yeah, there's that. And then, like I said, I'm comparing it to the Kawasaki TRX. It's a 2015 Kawasaki TRX 4x4. It is a 4-seater. It's 800cc fuel injected. Yeah, so that's the Kawasaki. Nothing really too custom done on that. You know, I've done lights on the inside just for at night, because when you're at night, there's absolutely no lights on the inside. So if you drop something, you won't be able to find it. So I've done some small things like that. What else? Nothing really besides the lights and the windshield. That's all that's really been done on the vehicle, are the lights and the windshield. So yeah, that's all that's really been done on the Kawasaki. And I just wanted to give you my opinion on, you know, if you have extra money and you say you have a really nice truck, like I feel I do. I feel like my truck's actually pretty nice. Like I said, it doesn't really have scratches. It's got the mud flares. It looks really good, I think. And I just wanted to let you know which one I think is better for off-roading. So there's pros and cons to both of them. And one of them is, we'll start with the pros for the Chevy, and then we'll do the cons of the Chevy. So the pros and the cons are, you know, in the Chevy, it's nice. So if you go off-roading and it's a cold day, number one, you're gonna be warm in the car. So you're not gonna be outside. Like I said, the Kawasaki doesn't have windows. It doesn't have a rear windshield. Like I said, we did put the half windshield on there to cut down the wind from, you know, hitting your face, making it cold. So we did that. But again, you know, when you're inside a truck, you have heat, you have AC, you have everything you need. You can roll up the windows, you can keep the windows down. That's, you know, right there is great, because you can do whatever, like whatever comes with the weather. So if it starts raining, you're dry. But so, you know, that's a pro. Another pro is it's really, really high off the ground with the lift kit and stuff. So you're not very likely to scrape out your bottom very much. So with that, you know, the Kawasaki comes stock with some off-roading tires that, you know, they're a little bit bigger, but it still doesn't have the ground clearance that the truck has. The truck is way higher off the ground. It's got a way bigger lift. It's got way bigger tires, way bigger wheels. So all of that plays a role. You know, you put bigger wheels on it, you put bigger tires, right there is going to get you higher off the ground alone. And then once you put a 7-inch lift on it, you're going to be sitting pretty high. So that's another pro, is that you won't bottom out. you're a lot less likely to bottom out on the truck than the UTV, only because the UTV, you know, the Kawasaki Terex is a little bit lower to the ground. One of the other pros is this is your off-roading vehicle. You know, when you get the truck or you have a truck like this, you don't have to worry about a trailer. You don't have to worry about getting, you know, the trailer with plates. You don't have to worry about registering it to go off-road. You know, you already pay for the registration for the car. You can take it off-road if you want. When you get a Kawasaki TRX or something like that, or when you get a dirt bike, anything that's going to go in the national forest, you have to get these little stickers that go on it, and you have to put it on the front and the back, showing that you paid for the pass. The pass is usually like $50-$60 a year. You have to do that every year. Same thing with registration, insurance. You're going to have to insure it. So not only are you going to insure a truck, you're going to insure the trailer, then you're going to insure the Kawasaki, then you're going to pay tags for your trailer, then you're going to pay tags for your UTV. So this is a lot of things that people don't think about, is you're going to have a bunch of extra payments on things that you normally won't. So that's a pro with the truck. If you have a lifted truck, mud flares, the works, whatever, and it's street legal, then you know what, you don't have to worry about a trailer, you don't have to worry about loading something up or towing something. It's just you get in your truck and you go. So that's one thing I did like about it before we had the UTV. This was my four-wheeling vehicle and my, you know, fun car or my weekend car, whatever. It was great for both, because I didn't have to worry about, you know, bottoming out or any of that stuff, and I didn't have to worry about a trailer or anything. So it was great. But again, it also is great to have, you know, a UTV and stuff. One of the other pros to this vehicle, I feel like, is it is street legal. I mean, that's a big thing right there alone, is the fact that you can take this on the street. Hold on one second, I'm trying to see. No, I don't want to go up here. So you can take it on the street. Not only can you take it off-road, it is street legal. Yes, you can make a TRX street legal. Street tires, blinkers, tail lights, half windshield, windows, seat belts, it's got all that kind of stuff. If you have all that kind of stuff, yes, your vehicle can be street legal. But again, you're investing more money into trying to make it street legal. So there's that. Cons. Oh, the cons of having a truck like this. One of the main ones right here is, so say you're getting ready to go UTVing, great, you get to the mountains, you're gonna have to fill up your gas tank, most likely after you get close to your destination. So where we usually go, if I was gonna take my truck off-roading, it's about, I think it's 60 or 70 miles away. When I get to the gas station, the closest gas station to my destination, I fill up, because, you know, I may have half a tank, but if something happens, you don't want to just be stuck on half a tank and then go too far and then you're out of luck. So when you go UTV or when you go off-roading, you should always go with a full tank of gas, which gas is expensive in this truck. So it adds up, you know, with the lifted tires and everything. It will add up, you know, trying to fill it up to get there, fill it up to get back, fill it up before you go up the mountain, so on. So there's always that, you know. You're gonna, oh, sorry about that. Turning the steering wheel and not paying attention. Another con is, you know, this is for some people it'll be their daily driver. This is, if you've seen my other videos, I don't use this as a daily driver. I have the other daily drivers. Some people don't want to use their daily drivers off-roading. It's just another expense, another way to break your car or your vehicle, truck, SUV, whatever it is. If you break that, you know, you might be out of luck. If that's your only vehicle and you're off-roading and you rip the bottom out, well, there goes your daily driver, there goes your way to get back anywhere, and then you're gonna have to go find help, hope you have cell phone service, all that kind of stuff. So if you damage your daily driver, then you're kind of screwed. That's a negative. The other negative is trucks like this don't come with really heavy duty scrape plates underneath like the Kawasaki. So the Kawasaki comes with a bunch of scrape plates underneath, so you won't rip out anything under the bottom. It's all protected. Where in a truck like this, you're gonna have to pay a bunch of money to get some scrape plates, get something like that to make sure that it's completely covered so you don't rip out the bottom. It makes doing an oil change much more of a pain in the butt, because the Kawasaki's scrape plates are set up to easily get the filter out, easily get the oil out. with this, you can't guarantee you're gonna have to go around, probably unbolt everywhere to be able to get the filter out, be able to drain the oil. So it just makes everything a little bit more of a pain. And again, an extra cost to, you know, get scrape plates to make sure you don't rip the shit out of your car and tear everything apart. Another negative about a truck is some trails you are not allowed to take a vehicle like this on. Some trails are only designed for, you know, it's got to be a certain width. I think it's like 56 inches wide. So it's meant for dirt bikes, ATVs, snowmobiles, and small UTVs, which I think ours is still trail rated for all those kind of things. So if you want to go on certain trails, you might be limited to what you can do because of the width of your truck, the length. It makes it a little bit more difficult to get up those kind of things. One of my last things, I'm going to try to wrap it up. You know, if you watch my videos, I try to keep it under 10 minutes. I'm getting a little bit over. One of the biggest things is a truck is technically not built for hardcore off-roading. I know I'm going to get some comments being like, trucks are meant for 4x4ing. Yes, yeah, they are. Yes, most certainly. You can take your truck, a stock truck that's got 4-wheel drive, to the mountains and have no problem on basic trails. Basic trails is the key word. If you are trying to go off-roading, 4-wheeling, hardcore, whatever, trucks aren't designed for that. The truck's not built for that. You have to custom make it to do that. It doesn't come to crawl up rocks. It's not meant to crawl up rocks. It's not meant to go at 70-degree angles like this up a mountain. It's not what it's meant to do. It's just a fact. That's why they built utility vehicles. That's why they built Razors, the TRX, all those kind of things, all the Polarises, all the Kawasaki's, all that kind of stuff. They built that because that's what that vehicle was designed for. The Kawasaki's on a separate axle. You know, it can shift back and forth, separate wheels. You can be sitting on one rock and your vehicle's still not going to tip over because of the way the setup is. Those engines are designed for that. Those bodies, the roll cages, everything is designed for that. That's what that's meant to do. So, long story short, I personally prefer my Kawasaki off-roading because, you know, it isn't my daily driver. It's meant for that. A lot of it, I usually keep my Kawasaki in 4-wheel drive to where if I was in the truck, it would have to be in 4-wheel drive if I was doing certain stuff. So, like I said, there's pros and cons. You know, if it starts raining, you're going to get a little wet. I mean, I have a roof on the Kawasaki to keep the rain off of me, but it's still going to come through the windows unless you get the full enclosure. And yes, Kawasaki does make stuff to make it like a vehicle. You can buy a heater for the Kawasaki. You can buy windows, you know, plastic windows to cover your windshield. You can buy a full windshield. You can buy a back kind of windshield thing. You can buy all this to make it a comfortable enclosure. Like I said, they do make heat for those vehicles, or they make a little setup to where you would have a heater in the car. You would have AC in there. You do have speakers in there. All that kind of stuff, you can get that luxury with that vehicle without risking your daily driver or your expensive, like in this case, my $35,000 truck. Sure, yeah, just get on over. What are you doing? So the point of the story is, if you can afford a utility vehicle, or if you can afford another car or a payment like that, and you like to go off-roading a lot, if you go hunting, you go fishing, you're an outdoorsy kind of person, I think it's worth investing in a vehicle like that, an off-roading vehicle. If not, you know what? Do a little bit of modifications to your truck. You can make it a great off-roading vehicle. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it helpful, especially if you're debating on whether or not to get a utility vehicle like that. You know, a Polaris, the Kawasaki, whatever. I hope this gives you a little bit of advice, especially, like I said, if you can afford the vehicle and you have a really expensive truck that you don't want to damage, or that you're thinking about modifying a truck a lot just so you can take it off-roading, take a look at, you know, the used Kawasaki's, the used Polarises. Check them out. It's worth looking into. So I hope you found this video helpful. Yeah, if you found it helpful, give it a like, subscribe, check out my other videos. If you want to see the TRX, check it out. I have a few maintenance videos on it, how to maintain it. The best part about the Kawasaki is, yes, also, if you want to get higher off the ground, the shocks are adjustable. You can turn the shock, give yourself a little bit more ride height. There's lots of things you can do to it. So I hope you found this video helpful. Like, subscribe, and thank you. Have a good day.